Hey, it's Dylan. Welcome to episode 2 of the Ultra Choice vlog. I'm excited to do this again. I want to do this every week, I think, if I can make it happen. And I want to kind of follow up on last week's video and then kind of dive into this week. So last week I talked a lot about being obsessed with technology and kind of having an issue where I'm constantly buying things and wanting new things and not really enjoying the things I have. Around the end of that video, I said I was going to try to go a month without buying anything, like any big purchases. I just want to let you know I already failed at that. I decided to upgrade my smartwatch. This is the Gear S2 by Samsung. It syncs with my Note 8, which I'm actually using to film this video, trying something different. I upgraded to the Gear S3. I was actually waiting for the announcement of the S4, and when they announced it, it ended up being the Galaxy Watch. It looks kind of cool, but my main issue with the Galaxy Watch is that it doesn't have MTS. This one doesn't either, and if you're wondering what MTS is essentially a trick that Samsung uses to convince card readers, like traditional credit card, debit card readers in your average store, that the device is a card instead of NFC, which is a different technology that Apple Pay and Android Pay use, which is like a near field communication that syncs with a device and then allows a payment to happen. MTS, which is what Samsung Pay uses on the phones and on the Gear S3, allows you to straight up just swipe on a card reader and buy shit, even if that card reader doesn't have any interaction with phones in general. This is pretty cool because like I'll go to Target or I'll go to stores where they just don't have Apple Pay or something like that. Like, oh, that's not gonna work. I'm like, just let me try it. Scan the phone, pay for your thing. It's pretty cool. So I really wanted a watch that did that because I have this like fantasy of like anywhere I go, I can just pay, just boop, boop, done. And I thought the Galaxy Watch was gonna maintain that feature set, but it didn't. They cut it out for whatever reason, potentially to make the devices smaller, I'm not sure, but that meant that the generation from 2016 was actually more advanced for what I need than the new one. So much like this watch, I bought the Gear S3 used on eBay for a much discounted price. Like they still sell them new for about $300. I got mine for $180, I think, plus $20 on Amazon for a couple of straps, so that I have options. Anyway, I continue to have a problem and I'm still working on it, but my hope really is to stop buying new technology, and I'll keep you updated on if that actually works out or not. So today I want to talk about like following your dreams. I know that sounds kind of goofy, but it really comes down to like work-life creative balance for me. This is an example of me trying to do something creative while also maintaining full-time employment and also maintaining, you know, a social life and time for video games and other things I enjoy. I was a film major. I studied film for 5 years, and I was surrounded by truly talented creative individuals who were just going out there and making stuff all the time. And I always felt like a little bit inadequate because I've always been a generalist and like a multi-field specialist. So I wasn't out there making the high quality films as some of my peers because I was making songs and I was doing other things and I was just constantly juggling so much stuff. But I did that because I needed a creative outlet. And I think everyone does to a degree. I don't know if everyone is necessarily like an artist, but I think everyone needs to have or can benefit from having a thing that they do that's separate from their social life, separate from their work life, and maybe even separate from their leisure time. I think everyone should have that. It can be extremely helpful for just kind of expressing yourself and getting through the challenges of life. So on a general level, I think that's really important. But what I want to talk about today is a little bit more than that. And that's my own personal struggles with being a creative person, but also needing to survive. Now, I've been essentially self-sufficient as far as anyone really can be in this world since I was about 18 years old. Not to dive too deep into it, but I kind of was on my own in some ways when I was about 17. I had the help of some family members and friends who really took me in and took care of me. But in a lot of ways, I've had a level of independence and insecurity, like financially, that a lot of my peers haven't had. And that whole time I've been extremely creative. I've been making songs since 2009. I've been making videos since before that. But I've always struggled to find the balance between taking care of myself and making the things I want to make. There were years where I would make very little money just trying to work on creative projects as my sole focus, where I didn't want to get a traditional retail job or that kind of thing because I really just wanted to be an artist and I wanted to make stuff. I struggled because there's not a lot of money when you're just starting out in creative fields. You have to prove yourself and kind of build up a portfolio. And on top of that, I struggled because I tied my financial success to my creative success. And that's always been pretty detrimental for me. The second my life is on the line with my art, it stops being this thing I do because I love it and it starts being this thing that's my job. It's been a while since that was the case for me. I started college in 2013, and at that point I was able to live on a balance of my part-time jobs and student loans, which were paying for my lodging and my education. Once I was in that environment, I separated my creative endeavors from my financial success and reality, and that was huge for me. And it really taught me that I benefit highly from having a successful, separate work life and a totally different, separate creative life. Those two things don't have to be connected, and in fact, I benefit a lot from those things being separate, at least right now. I recently got a job at a cool tech company. I'm doing tech support stuff, which is exciting. Full disclosure, my views expressed here do not express those of my employer. Not that I even think I'm going to talk about anything that affects them, but good to put in there. But starting this job has been really cool because it means I am now in a financial position where I can take care of myself and not have to worry about making money doing film or making money doing music, making money doing 3D art, or any of the things I like to do. It frees up that side of my life. Like, I don't have to worry about money in that way. I put in my 40 hours a week and then I'm free to hang out with my friends, make stuff, play games, and do the things I enjoy. Now that's like kind of a traditional experience, I think, for a lot of people as far as like putting in hours and then having free time. But what I want to talk about is managing that free time that I do have. So I think it's really easy for me to get into this mindset of like, oh, I'm tired out and I'm just gonna go home and I'm just gonna play some video games and maybe watch some shows and I'll get to creative stuff tomorrow, or I'll work on songs in the next couple of days. I don't think that's always bad. Sometimes I really am tired out and I really just need a break. But I also do think that it's easy for me to get into a trap where I'll put off creative things for the short-term enjoyment of kind of mindless consumption instead of creative expression. So this vlog is a chance for me to have a consistent video creative output. I make the soundtracks for this, at least some of the soundtrack, not the outro song. But making the soundtracks is also a great way to consistently be doing creative work. Along with this vlog, I've been working on an album for about 2 years, which is the longest I've ever spent working on music. In fact, you could argue I've actually been working on 2 or 3 albums because I've had enough songs to put out an album for a while now. But what I keep doing is I keep making new things, and it's kind of like survival of the fittest. A good one comes in, bad one goes out. And the other thing is I produce the music first usually. So I make a track and then I sing over it, which is random lyrics I freestyle, and then I will go back and produce more and add more, and I will also write lyrics to whatever I've improvised. So I'm in the process of doing that. I'm in the process of making these vlogs. I want to find some other creative work I can do as well. I've been producing for other artists, which is really exciting, and I've also been hoping to do more video work as well, directing for other people, and potentially expanding this YouTube channel to include some kind of tech reviews and other sorts of things like that. But I won't lie, it's tiring sometimes, and it's hard to find the balance between things I want to do with my life and the realities of my time I already have promised to a corporation and to other things. As much as I'm excited and enthusiastic about doing all these things, I sometimes do get pretty tired and kind of worried, like, am I gonna just be a guy who works his whole life and makes art that no one or not a lot of people really see or interact with? And is that okay? Why do I make art? Do I make it because I need a bunch of people to see me and hear me and respect me and say they care and create a community? Or do I just need to make it to make it? I don't know the answer to that. I mean, the fact I'm making a vlog that I want people to watch kind of tells me I do think the audience part matters to me. I'm really trying to be happy the same way I was with technology and buying stuff. I'm trying to just be happy with the process of making things, with being able to express my creativity with my friends and my peers and myself. I want to just enjoy things as much as possible. I think that's becoming the moral of this whole vlog so far, but I think I struggle a lot with just appreciating the things in my life. And this week, I think I'm gonna try to really appreciate the creative process and what I get out of that, whether or not I have a huge audience and whether or not what I make is for me or for everyone else. I'm really excited to put out songs from this new album so you can all hear it. It's the first album I'm gonna put out under my own name. I went through a whole thing where I was like, do I wanna keep being Nuclear Grizzly? No, the Mad King video is kind of depressing to make. I was gonna be Chillin' Ferris for a while, and I still love that name. It's still like a username I'm gonna use for things, but I realized I really can't change my name anymore for music. When people ask like, oh, where can I find your stuff? I'm like, well, there's some stuff on SoundCloud as Paris Stevens and Nuclear Grizzly, and I'm gonna be chilling Ferris. I'm just gonna be Dylan Paris now with my vlog, and for creative work for the most part. I'm just gonna use my own name. It'll make it easy to find me, easy to find what I do. I've had creative friends and individuals and peers in the industry tell me I need to choose one path. That's never gonna happen, it's not who I am. I've always wanted to be a Da Vinci kind of polymath person, but it's okay because my financial reality is separate from my creative reality and I can do what I want. It's a balance that's hard to achieve and it's still hard, but it's something that lets me do the things I wanna do and make the things I wanna make and grow at my own pace. That being said, I just wanna shout out every single creative friend I have, and honestly everybody I know who's out there working their asses off in a system that crushes us and takes so much of our time so that we can do the things we love. You are all doing amazing work and I'm so proud of you. I'm really proud of my filmmaking peers and classmates who've already gone on to do amazing work and who already are. I'm really proud of all of my friends who graduated college and then had to go work jobs that maybe they don't love because like it's freaking hard out here and they're doing it. You're kicking ass. I'm proud of you and we're gonna get through this and do amazing stuff. The creative balance is hard, but we've got this. If you can relate to this, feel free to comment. If you want to see any changes in this vlog, I'm super open to feedback. I know the last one was kind of a little rough. I don't know how amazing this one's gonna be, but I'm gonna keep growing and improving and I'm gonna make myself do this every week. I'll also let you know if I buy anything else big, but I'm really trying not to. And yeah, keep an eye out on all the creative stuff I'm working on. And if you've got stuff you want to talk about or share, put it in the comments below. If you like the video, like the video. If you want to subscribe, that's awesome too. You know how YouTube works. All right, later.
It's the way I'm feeling, I just can't